We are starting new project, Smiling Simba Lion. So I went to the market, Mushin market. From Mushin back to Ikorodu. Journey was a little bit stressful. Back home, put the foam on my couch, thinking where to start. No tracing, no marker. I start cutting. In the process, I think I mistakenly cut my couch a little bit, and I proceed with the shaping. And after that, cutting the space for the head, I have to go on digging and digging and digging until I get enough space for the head. It was not that easy, but part of the processing and all that thing. Tada, this is the shape of the lion, and this is the hole for the head. And I said, let me just put it on to try. And after that, I said, let me start shaping the face out. I begin to shape out the face of the lion to see how it's going to take. It's a little bit stressful because no marker, nothing. I was walking straight for my head, and a little bit confusion setting. I said, let me cut out the mouth first to see. And after cutting out the mouth, shape out the face. You can see the way I'm using my knife to still calculating in my head whether the mouth is wide enough. I said, let me put it on to see if I can see through the whole mouth, and then it was perfect this time around. So after hours of shaping, smoothing, I said, let me just put the fabric. So I cover it with the golden fabric. It was a little bit stressful. Sorry, I didn't show you the process. And I put the teeth, but I'm not getting the vibe of what I'm looking for. But my wife said, don't worry, it's coming up. Just keep doing it. And after that, the client reached out to me that, Alpha, what's the update? I said, I'm putting the hair already. I'll soon be done. But the guy was like, this eyes is not going to work. Oh, the eyes look like caricature, because I just do painting on the paper and posted what they calling this chemical eprosm on it. And then the guy said we need to work on it. Came around, made some correction. We just have to remove it. I said, okay, I will make a proper eyes, put a prosim, and make it look perfect. And behold, this is the result of the head at the end of the day. Smiling face, perfect eyes. Let me zoom the eyes. As you can see, I have to work on it, detailed work. So from this point, we move on into creating of the shoe. I'm not that good in shoe making. I'm not a cobbler. You can see the rough design. I'll just patching and patching just to get a good picturization. And this at the end of the day, what I was able to craft out of all the joining. So from there, we cut the top. We have to cut the layer down before we move it to leave on. So leave on, so the whole thing, we print out the SAB, place it on the clothes in order to help us with the painting shape. And I have to wait for one layer to dry before adding another layer over and over. And after that, I said, let me just try on this Simba smiling face mascot before taking it to the owner. You can see it was cool, and Livon really did a nice job, with the sewing and everything. And from there, we pack it ready to deliver straight down to V-Word, logistic, fast and reliable. And always remember, we are into set design, custom design, props and craft. We love you guys. Thank you very much.